We are stopping the war that the Kiev regime waged for 8 years against the population of Donbass. This war must stop, especially now that we see the radicals' true face. Yesterday they attacked the center of Donetsk with a cluster-type missile, killing 20 people and injuring even more civilians. These facts are hushed up in the West. They continue to whip up hysteria by spreading outright fakes. The negotiations that are currently ongoing should ensure the neutral military status of Ukraine in the context of security guarantees for all participants of this process, in the context of the demilitarization of Ukraine, so that no threats to the Russian Federation will ever come from Ukrainian territory, and in the context of ending the policy of Nazification of the country, which is enshrined in several legislative acts. There is also need to abolish all discriminatory restrictions that have been imposed on the Russian language, Russian education, Russian culture, Russian media. I would not call the reaction of the world community an interest. This reaction is closer to amazement, in a negative way, and alertness. The revealed facts show the colossal scale of the illegitimate activities of the United States as they distribute military biological laboratories around the world. There are hundreds of these laboratories, including almost 30 just in Ukraine. And many of them were created in other countries of the former Soviet Union, exactly along the perimeter of the Russian borders, and the borders with China, and other countries that are located here. We have several requirements in this situation. Firstly, consideration of this problem in the context of the obligations contained for all countries that participate in the Convention on the Prohibition of Bio and Toxin Weapons. And secondly, we will seek to ensure that the Americans stop blocking our proposal which we made 20 years ago. This proposal is about the need to create a special mechanism. It will verify any alarming reports that drugs that can be used to make biological weapons are emerging somewhere. They do not want such a mechanism, because it will ensure the transparency of any activity related to biology, and the Americans do not want to see this transparency, because it is more convenient for them to take everything under their control, which they have been doing so far. I am sure that the world community has become convinced and will continue to be convinced of the inadmissibility of such activities, which are fraught with mortal threats for a huge number of civilians.